Hi, I'm Dr. Yaz, and I want to share with you some actionable ways that you can support your immune system. So let's jump right in. I'm going to share my screen with you. And the last couple of years have been pretty stressful for a lot of us, both physically and mentally and emotionally. And, we've been told to protect ourselves from this virus, to wash our hands, mask up, social distance, and these are great protective solutions. However, we haven't really focused a lot on proactive solutions, things that we can do that it's really going to strengthen our immune system response. So I really want to focus on three pillars that's going to help your body remain strong and that you can take proactive approaches towards. So we're going to talk about lifestyle, nutrients, and mindset. But first, let's talk about why we become sick in the first place. And one reason is that we are living in a world that's just constantly bombarding us with different types of toxins. Toxins that we'll talk about in the next slide, coming from food, from air, from water. And over time, these toxins can build up, especially as we age. These toxins definitely can build up. And if we're not getting rid of these toxins efficiently and effectively, either because of our genetics or because we're not taking those proactive approaches to cleanse our bodies, then we can develop illness. And so our bodies are designed to be able to handle a certain amount of stress and toxins. And as you can see here, we have these amazing organs such as the lungs, the kidneys, your gut, your liver, your skin, even emotions that can help to clear out toxic debris on a daily basis. And they're meant to do that. But again, just like with anything in life, if you're not actively maintaining and nourishing, things will break down. So the toxins that are currently in our environment come from foods. So just about anything you eat that's processed, packaged, canned, frozen will likely have some kind of additive or preservative, artificial flavoring. Even the organic stuff that you find on the market that are packaged, you have to be a savvy shopper because some of these will still include some of those artificial ingredients in them. On top of that, if you're eating produce and animal products that are conventionally raised, they probably contain a ton of pesticides and or hormones in them. Our environment, if you're drinking, tap water, and you're not filtering your water, you're more than likely getting a ton of chemicals through your water every single day. If you live in the greater Phoenix area, the air quality out here is pretty bad. So really important to make sure that you have an air filter at home. And then the furniture and the products that are in our workplaces and home can also emit chemicals. And on top of that, our personal care products such as deodorants and makeup and shampoos and lotions, if they're not those eco-friendly products, more than likely you're getting a bit of toxicity from those every single day, or toxic buildup, I should say. And then if you're on multiple medications, we know that medications have side effects, and especially certain medications can burden the liver. So that can create further toxins in the body. And last but not least, stress, we're going to talk about a couple of times throughout this presentation, but stress can create toxicity in the body. So these are just some of the places that toxins are found. And again, it's inevitable that you're going to avoid these toxins. However, what's key is to help support your body in the very best of your ability so that you're eliminating these toxins effectively. So let's jump to the first pillar of lifestyle. So all these things, I know you do, but I just want to show you why it's so important for your immune system response. So number one is sleep. When we are not getting enough sleep or we're getting disrupted sleep, it can actually impair our immune system response. So when we don't get enough sleep, we're actually lowering our T cells and natural killer cells, which are meant to be the types of cells that our immune system uses to fend off viruses and pathogens in the body. And when we're not sleeping, we're prone to more inflammation in the body. And this study even showed that people who average less than 7 hours of sleep a night were about 3 times more likely to develop cold symptoms than those who received 8+ hours when exposed to the common cold. So really, really key to get good sleep. And I know that in the last couple of years, a lot of people have been working from home, their schedules have shifted, and so their sleep cycle has also been disrupted. So more important than ever to make sure you're getting good and optimal sleep patterns. When we talk about what you can do is to have good sleep hygiene. So this is something I educate my patients on because it's just so important to receive quality sleep. Now, there's a few different things that you can do if you're not already doing these. Number one, creating that regular sleep-wake cycle. So going to bed before 10 p.m. and waking up to natural lighting would be optimal. Using the bedroom for sleep only. So I know this one is really tricky for some people because they love to have the TV in the bedroom and fall asleep to TV. But having that blue light from the TV or your cell phone or laptop is actually going to prevent you from releasing melatonin as effectively, which is the hormone that's going to help you to fall and stay asleep. And so it's really important that you avoid electronics at least an hour before bed if possible. At minimum, wear those really dorky blue light glasses, but if you can, avoid them before bed. And then sleeping in a completely dark room is the same concept as avoiding electronics and bright lights, because again, you want your body to be in a really relaxed state and for your nervous system to be in this parasympathetic state and your melatonin to be released so that you can sleep through the night. And last but not least, one other great thing that your body loves is cooler temperatures when you're sleeping, so it can, again, go into a deep resting state. So keeping your temperature between 65 to 70 degrees at night is ideal for deep sleep. All right, let's jump to movement because we all know that exercise is great for us. It's great for our heart health, but when it comes to your immune system, you can actually support it with regular exercise because you're helping your circulation, you're helping to remove waste materials out of your cells, you're bringing in more oxygen, because of that blood flow moving, you're bringing more nutrients to your cells. So all of that is going to support a healthy immune system. And again, this isn't about working out when you're actively sick, but this is to prevent illness. So you want to receive at least 150 minutes of moderate intensity aerobic workouts per week. And this is for the average person. So again, always make sure you're working with your physician on this. But generally speaking, most people would benefit from at least working out for 30 minutes, 5 times a week, or 3 days a week at 50 minutes, whichever floats your boat and works for you. But what's great is that when they did this study, it showed people that did work out for 150 minutes a week actually had greater sleep quality as well as improved sleep duration. So we just talked about sleep. So when you're having regular exercise, it's going to improve your sleep, which is going to then improve your immune system response. All right, we're going to jump into nutrition next because that's such a fundamental part of just health, but especially when it comes to your immune system. I'm going to show you the foods to avoid and the foods to incorporate. So you may already know this, but sugar is very inflammatory, especially added sugars. They can cause your immune system to actually be impaired for up to 5 hours. And I'll talk about that on the next slide. Gluten and dairy are also 2 common foods that most Americans have in their diet. And unfortunately, because of the way that we process it in the United States, a lot of individuals are showing sensitivity to gluten and dairy, and it's causing inflammation. It wasn't like this back 100 years ago, but unfortunately, things have changed a lot since then. And if you're not convinced, we can always run a food sensitivity test to see if, in fact, you are sensitive to these foods. Packaged foods, I mentioned that at the beginning of our presentation today, that packaged foods can contain a lot of additives and ingredients that are not supportive of your immune system. So always want to watch out for anything boxed or packaged. So going back to sugar, 75 to 100 grams of sugar can impair your immune response for up to 5 hours. And you'd want to say, well, I don't get that much sugar, but just about every time I've had my patients do a diet diary, we've been able to pinpoint what types of foods contain sugar in it. And they'll see that throughout a given day, they're actually receiving a ton of sugar from different baked goods or drinks. And more commonly than not, I see a lot of added sugars in beverages because it's very easy to be hidden in them. So everything from juices to caffeinated drinks to sports drinks, energy drinks can contain a ton of sugar in them. So always look at the labels. And then on top of that, the baked goods, the sugary cereals, candies that individuals eat throughout the day. So the types of foods to focus on eating, especially if you're supporting your immune system response, are things like this list that I have here. Although this is not a comprehensive list, these are just some common foods that you're most likely are already eating or have in your kitchen. But I just want to point out some of them because they contain a lot of great antiviral and antimicrobial properties, as well as vitamins and minerals that can really improve your immune system response. So we always think of vitamin C being associated with oranges. And yes, they do contain vitamin C, but so does broccoli. So stock up on some broccoli this week. Mushrooms, especially the shiitake, the oyster, the fancier type of mushrooms, are going to contain a lot of great antiviral and immunomodulating properties to support your immune system. Garlic, Italians love their garlic, and they are very smart to eat a lot of garlic because garlic contains a compound called allicin, which has antibacterial and antiviral properties. And you can read the rest of this list, but really, really important that we address our diet. So take out the inflammatory foods and put in more of the foods that are supportive of your immune system. So everything from whole foods, lots of vegetables, some fruits, really clean animal products that are grain-free and organic is really going to help support your system a lot. And then aside from just what not to eat and what to eat, having healthy food habits is just as important for your immune system and overall health. So avoid eating at least 3 hours before bedtime because you want to give your digestive system the ability to process that food and then not put further strain on other organ systems as you're trying to rest and repair at nighttime. This is pretty common. A lot of my patients will wake up a couple times a night to urinate. And a really quick fix of that is to limit drinking water an hour before bedtime, because again, I want them to have really deep sleep. So every little trick that we can do to ensure that they're going to get quality sleep is really important. And then you might have heard of intermittent fasting, especially it's become popular in the last few years. And I think everyone, just about everyone, would benefit from doing a 12-hour fast at minimum. Again, there's always exceptions to the rule. If you have a certain health condition that prevents you from doing so, always consult with your doctor. But a lot of people would benefit from fasting 12 hours. And then you can always increase that number to 14, 16, 18, and so forth. All right. And the last leg is supplementation because, especially in the day and age that we live, we're not always going to eat a perfect diet and receive all the nutrients, even if you are eating a perfect diet because of the soil quality that we have. So supplements are really key in filling in those gaps with nutrients and minerals that our bodies need. And especially when it comes to, cold and flu season, it's really helpful to have these certain supplements on hand to further assist your immune system. So you've probably heard a ton about vitamin D, and you're probably already on vitamin D. Prior to the pandemic, a lot of my patients were low in vitamin D, and now they're in pretty optimal ranges. But vitamin D specifically can help to lower inflammation in the body, as well as turn on mechanisms in the immune system to fight off infections. And it has so many other roles and functions, but these are just some of the things that it can do to help support your immune system. Other vitamins that you're probably already taking, and if not, may want to consider, are vitamin C, a good quality vitamin C. Vitamin A is really helpful, especially when you have, a flu or a cold. Quercetin and NAC specifically can lower inflammation, and they've been studied to support lung health. So really helpful for when you're having a cough when you're sick. Iodine, selenium, and zinc are really key minerals to also help with having antiviral properties and reducing inflammation. And then I put probiotic in there because there's this whole gut and immune connection that I could spend a whole nother hour on, but just know that a lot of like 80% of your immune system is actually inside of the gut. So really important to make sure your gut is in tip-top shape. Now, one other thing I'm going to say about supplements is it's not just what you're taking, but the quality. And so it's really important to get professional grade supplements so that you're not just wasting your money. And a lot of supplements that are sold on the market have additives and fillers and excipients. So really make sure you buy good quality, invest in good quality supplements. And I have a link posted down here, but you can also go to my shop if you're interested to get those really good quality supplements. The third leg of this is mindset, because as you know, in the last couple of years, things have been pretty stressful on a lot of different fronts. And what chronic stress does, meaning stress that is not alleviated, is that it can actually suppress your immune system, which is exactly what we don't want when we're sick, disrupt your digestive function, increase your blood pressure, cause you to have poor sleep, increase your weight, and even shrink your brain, which is really scary. So really key to make sure that if you have chronic stress, which I know just about everybody does nowadays, that you're actively taking an approach that works for you, because there are so many techniques to help relax and relieve stress. You just have to find one that works for you. So for instance, a lot of my patients do meditation, prayer, journaling, affirmations. And really the point of this is not just to relieve stress, but also to rewire your brain to think more positively, and, have a better mindset in general. Now, if there are some deep-seated negative, toxic thoughts, then you can always engage in professional counseling and other professional tools to really help eliminate those toxic thoughts that sometimes are so subconscious that it's hard to just, help with just with meditation or journaling, for instance. And then our breath is actually one of the easiest and cheapest ways to actually calm down our system. So that people always say, take a deep breath, because when we take deep breaths, it can actually activate our vagus nerve, which is a nerve that helps put our body into a parasympathetic or a calm state. Specifically, I found this one called RVNS breathing, which when you take 4 inhalations, 4-second inhalations, 8-second exhalations for 2 minutes, it's been studied to activate that vagus nerve. There's a lot of other types of breathing techniques. Find one, again, that works for you, but at least try to do it, if not once a day, multiple times a day, especially if you find yourself tensing and feeling stressed out. And then just wanted to point out, because we talked about supplements a couple slides ago, is that there are also specific nutrients that can help you combat stress, because sometimes, doing the meditation, journaling, counseling is great and wonderful, but again, the body might need a little bit more support. So interestingly, the ones that we talked about, vitamin D and vitamin C, are effective in helping you to combat stress and to relieve anxiety or depression. B vitamins are excellent for supporting your adrenal glands, which are involved in the stress response. Magnesium is very calming to your nervous system. And I love this set of herbal medicines called adaptogens, which can also help support your adrenal glands and just helping you to stay focused and relaxed and calm. So lots and lots of tools to help support stress. So to recap, there are lots of things that we can do every single day to support our immune system and to build a strong immune system. And it's going to take a bit of effort on your part in ensuring that your lifestyle, your diet, and your mindset are aligned so that you're doing the best that you can, because there's only so much that we can do, but at least you're doing the best that you can to support your system. So I always like to leave you with, if you would like some further coaching, some further support, getting functional blood work done, food intolerance testing, food sensitivity testing, and just more specifics about what can help support your immune system, feel free to book a discovery call, and I will look forward to speaking with you. You have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye.